Hello everyone, and welcome to another week in my 4th grade class. Welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Mariely Sanchez and I'm a 4th grade teacher in South Florida, and today is Monday, April 29th, 2024. It is the start of week 34 in our classroom, and that means that there's only 5 more weeks of school left, which it's crazy to even think about. But let me go ahead and give you a rundown of what happened today. I started with my block 1 this morning, which is my advanced learners. And this is what we worked on. So here is our agenda for today. This is my classroom screen for today. And as soon as the students came in, they were working on iReady. And then we did the paired poems, which I'm going to show you in a moment. And we did the review game. And we worked on singular and plural nouns. We didn't have time for a personal narrative, so I'll just move that for tomorrow. These were the paired poems that we were working with. And this comes from the Wonders Fast Preparation and Practice. So we read the first poem, How the Leaves Came Down, and then we read the second poem, Manatees. And then the students worked on independently answering these questions based on the paired poems, and it ended with a table match question. That's when we went ahead and played the review game to go over the questions. So for the review game, in my classroom screen, I have different collections, and I have one for student engagement. And this is the review game that we did today. And this is a template that I created myself on PowerPoint. And I created the little explosions, and I put multiple copies of the same image up here to represent each kingdom. So the students were picked using a picker, a group picker. So then let's say Lapis had a chance to answer the first question. And then if they got it right, they got to attack another castle. If they got it wrong, then the gray one is my explosion. I attacked their castle. And this is the overall standings after we finished that round this morning. Then for writing, we were going over plural nouns, and I showed this video from Vocabulary, which goes over plural nouns and different ways to make nouns plural.
I guess that would be plural, right?
Then the students worked on practicing writing singular nouns to plural nouns. So they did this. This comes from Wonders, is the practice reproducible for grammar and writing. And on the back, they did a grammar minute changing words into plurals. And this comes from Grammar Minutes, which is by Creative Teaching Press. It's an ebook that I have. Of course, if you watched the previous vlog, you remember that my other class had already worked on this, but my advanced group hadn't gotten there yet, so we worked on that today. Then it was time for my block 2, which is my ELR learners, and this is what we worked on today. So as soon as students came in this morning, they finished working on the Unit 5 magnetic reading, and then we didn't do the plural noun activity. I have it here, but they actually had finished that, so we worked on the personal narrative. Let me show you what that looks like. Starting with the magnetic reading Unit 5 assessment, which we went over because there were a couple of students that weren't here. So with this particular assessment, the students had a poem to read first, and then they had these questions to answer that we worked on together. And this is the same answer as the previous over here. I just made it bigger. And here's another question that goes with that. And then we reread Should We Settle the Moon? And students had to work on completing these questions independently. Now for the extended response, I did give them a writing frame so that they can use the words in the word box to complete the answer and write it on their own packets. Now, once students had the opportunity to answer these questions on their own, we went ahead and played an Attack the Castle review game. So the rules are basically the same as I told you for the other class. So they were working on taking turns answering the questions. And then if they got it right, they got to attack another castle. I don't know if I mentioned that one. But yeah, if they got it right, they got to attack another castle. And then at the end, we had the standings of who had the least amount of attacks. The students still get points through Dojo for participating in the review game, but this is a fun way of going over test prep and questions from an assignment that they were working on. I am currently working on another template. This one is called Race to the Finish, and it's inspired by the one that Joanne Miller, Head Over Heels for Teaching, does. I did this one myself, and what I did is I put different kind of power-ups or events that can occur if they land in certain squares. So as you can see, I went ahead and also numbered the boxes, because tomorrow when it's time to do the review game with my homeroom class, which is my block 1, I have this classroom screen ready to go. So what I did was, that template that I just showed you was a PowerPoint slide, and I saved it as a PNG image, and I uploaded the PNG image to classroom screen to use as a background. And then I also uploaded the tokens that represent each of my Minecraft teams. So we have the Diamond Scholars, the Emerald Leaders, Redstone Innovators, Lapis Dreamers, Gold Achievers, and Iron Thinkers. And when it's their chance to go, they will roll the die and see how many spaces they get to move their token to. So that is what I'm going to work on as a review game for tomorrow. So I can't wait to show you how it turns out. So after my ELL students finished doing the review game, they went to specials, which today was PE. And then after PE, we came back and we worked on our writing, which is on our personal narrative that this particular group hadn't started yet. So we started today with just brainstorming different topics or ideas on a time that they worked their hardest to accomplish something. So here's my example for my brainstorming. So basically they just had to brainstorm 3 or more ideas that they could think of. And after I gave them some time, I turned on music and I had them walk around the classroom. And then when the music finished, they had to stop and talk to someone about that particular story that they chose as the one they want to write a story on. So tomorrow we'll go over storyboarding, since my other class has already worked on their storyboards and are ready to write their personal narrative. So that's all I have for today, Monday. I will see you tomorrow. Hello, everyone. Coming to you at the end of the day, Tuesday. And we had a pretty good day today. So I started this morning with my ELL students, and they were working on their iReady this morning. After that, we went ahead and started reading a paired passage that included a poem and a prose passage. I had the students answer questions on their own for a moment, and then we played another review game. So let me show you what that passage set looked like. So again, this comes from our Wonders Fast Test Preparation book. And the first passage was Winkin', Blinkin', and Nod, which again was a poem. And it was so cute because Winkin' and Blinkin' happened to be 2 little eyes, and Nod was the little head, and the wooden shoe that they were sailing on, because the poem at first said there were 3 fishermen, the wooden shoe was actually the bed. And that was so sweet. And then in passage 2, it was someone talking about their dream, and sometimes they don't realize that it's a dream until the very end. So then after that, the students answered questions related to both passages. So again, this is going over reading across genres and having the students compare passages. So that is what we worked on. And then again, here is the one where you're trying to compare if these things were in passage 1, passage 2, or both. And today we played a game of Race to the Finish. So this is the current standings. We did go over all the questions, but we're going to continue tomorrow by doing another paired poem passages, and then the students can continue with the same game board. So they just, rotate here, and then they can see who answers, and if they get it right, they can roll the die, and then they can move their pieces. So we have diamonds, we have lapis, we have redstone, emerald, iron, and where is our gold piece? Oh, gold ended up going all the way ahead over here. So gold is all the way down here, and they're racing to the finish. So students got dojo points for participating in the game. My group 2, my block 2, also worked on a separate passage. They were working on the paired passages for the magnetic reading unit 5 assessment, which I'll show you in a moment. My block 2 already had done that last week. So my block 1 hadn't, so they were working on it today. And they did the same thing. We went over the poem just so that they can hear the rhythm, since they had a question on that. And then they went ahead and answered the extended and the short response questions. I gave them a frame for that. And we played a game of Race to the Finish. And this is how their game board looked. So this is how their game board looked. And you can see all the game pieces on the board. And they'll continue tomorrow because tomorrow they're going to read another paired passage, which happens to be Winkin' and Blinkin' and Nod, which they will get to tomorrow. Now for my block 1, which I ended today, we didn't have enough time for writing since my co-teacher needed 30 minutes more with that class, so I lost my writing time. But my block 2 this morning, I don't know if I said block 1 or 2, my block 1 this afternoon, I didn't have enough time with my block 1 this afternoon for writing because my co-teacher needed more time with them. But my block 2 this morning did have time, and I showed them the Pixar video on storyboarding because they're about to get into storyboards tomorrow to draw the different events that happen in their personal narrative of a time that they worked really hard at doing something or accomplishing something. So let me go ahead and show you again the Unit 5 assessment that my Block 1 students worked on today for our review game. So here is that assessment. It starts with this poem followed by the questions and then the passage for the moon, the second one, and the questions, and then the extended writing. I am starting to remember that I think I showed you this yesterday as well, but this is what my Block 1 was working on this afternoon. And now I have this big stack of papers to look through and grade. Not that I need to grade all of them now, but we are currently at the beginning of the 3rd week of this new grading period, which is the last grading period. And I need to put grades in, and by contract I need to have 3 grades in by the end of this week. So I'm gonna make sure I get 3 grades for each class for my reading, and then I have to do 3 grades in writing for each class. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on, but I will see you tomorrow. Hello everyone, it's the end of the day Wednesday. I'm going to make this quick because I have to go to a faculty meeting right now, and after that I'm going home since it's going to be a long meeting. But today I started with my homeroom. They were working on finishing iReady minutes for some of the students, and the other students had study hall so that they can complete homework, and when they were done with that they can read Mayan and complete some book reports. And these are the options that I gave them for the book reports. So I put this on the board so that they know these are pockets that have a magnet, but I also put other magnets on the side because I put 10 sheets of each magnet, and as you can see they just pop off, and I told the students take them off and I wasn't following it. But anyway, reading reflection if it was fiction, a 3-to-1 response if it was nonfiction, and a book review for any book. So those are the different book reports that the students had to choose from. Then we went ahead and read the paired passages of Winkin', Blinkin', and Nod, as well as the other one that was about dreams that I talked to you about that my other class did. They did that, and then we did the review game, and after that we went over the irregular pronouns, or sorry, nouns that class hadn't done. So that was block 1 this morning. When I had block 2 in the afternoon, we were working with a paired poem set of Buggy and Bug. The first poem when we read it was all about insects, and the second poem was about things that bother us, so the other definition of bug, and then students were working on answering these questions. They haven't finished answering the questions, so they'll do that tomorrow, and then we'll play the review game with that class. So that's pretty much what we were working on today. I also got an order of some things that I ordered from caringclassrooms.org, since some of my students' families purchased gift cards for our classroom. So this is what I got. I got the 100 task cards for figurative language, and the packet came with 2 of those, and task cards for text evidence, and again 2 of those. And I got writing paper as well, since we're going to start going over cursive writing. So that's all I have for today. I will see you tomorrow. Hello everyone, welcome to the end of the day Thursday. Boy, today has been a semi-long day, and I didn't have planning again today because we were doing articulation for next year. All of our 4th grade team met with one of our assistant principals so that we can start forming classes for next school year, so our current students putting them into 5th grade classes. So we worked on that, but this morning I started with my block 2, my ELL students. They were working on finishing their iReady and Imagine Learning minutes, and then after that we finished with the pair poems Buggy and Bug by playing the review game. So this was the slide that the students had this morning, and I had the students know who was working on what, And then we continued with our race to the finish game. As you can see, gold got more ahead, and so did some of the other teams. Then we went ahead and worked on our shared read poem, Climbing Blue Hill, by going over each section of the poem and answering questions. And that's how we continued the race to the finish game. Then it was time for my block one this afternoon. And when they came in, we started working on the Buggy and Bug poems, the parrot poems as well. And they were answering the questions first. And then we played our race to the finish game as well. So then after they finished that, we did our review of grammar. So they did grammar minutes, and then they continued working on their personal narrative on the time that they worked hard to accomplish something. So then it was time for articulation. We dropped them off at music, and after articulation, we had to pick them up from music, bring them down to the first floor to one particular room that was set up for personality photos. Everybody got a personality photo taken, so we had to wait like 40 minutes. And then we came back to the classroom and we had some free time, which we didn't have the full amount of free time. And the reason they had free time, my block one, is because they won their game day. Because, of course, they filled in their reward jar. So now we're going to empty it so that they can start, just like the other class, filling up the reward jar again for the next class reward. So, yes, that's all that I have to share for today, Thursday. I'm a very tired teacher. I'm going to gather my things and go home. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the end of the day, Friday, and it's 6:30, right? Almost 6:30, 6:20. I have been working really diligently on my binder that has all the artifacts for the professional standards that I'm evaluated in every year. And yeah, I think I'm just going to put the binder together at home. I printed everything I needed to put in there. I think I printed more than I needed to print. I still need to work on a few other things, but I might just do it from home because I don't want to stay too late. Today was a very exhausting day. The kids have so much energy and I don't have enough to keep up with them. But we started with my block one this morning. They continued having their game time that they won from their reward jar. And then they worked on the writing assignment that they started a couple weeks ago with a personal narrative. So they were working on writing the actual story. Then my second group, my ELL students, we finished the Climbing Blue Hill scaffolded shared read doing the review game that I showed you yesterday. And then they worked on the writing storyboard. So that's pretty much what we've done. This is the binder. And I just want to preface by saying that we are not required to turn in a binder, but it's something that I decided to start doing since last school year. It just makes it, more easy for me to show how I met each standard. So these are all the papers that will go in there. And these are the covers for each standard. So we have knowledge of learners, instructional planning, instructional delivery and engagement, assessment, communication, professionalism, learning environment, and that's basically the last one. I created these cover sheets on Canva, and I just put it in some sheet protectors. I don't know. Last year, I put all of these papers in sheet protectors, but I don't think I want to do that this year. I might just, I'm going to take my hole puncher and just hole punch it and put it behind each section, I should say. So I do have my sheet protectors here, so I might just take them just in case. But that's pretty much what I've been working on since the school day ended. I do want to try to at least get my lesson plans put together for next week, even if I don't make all the copies right now, so that I can go and enjoy my weekend. I really want to go home and enjoy my little treat for today. I made a calendar because May is my birthday month with 31 different things that I want to do each day to celebrate myself. And because May is my birthday month, my birthday is on May 27th. So Wednesday, May 1st, I went to Nothing Bundt Cakes and got myself a small bundt cake. The flavor was chocolate chip. And yesterday, my little treat for myself was getting my nails painted, which I did myself. Today is laying down in bed while watching a movie and eating popcorn. Tomorrow's free comic book day, so that's what I'll be doing. And on Sunday, I can't remember, but I do have the calendar on my iPad. But I'll keep you posted on how everything goes. But I'm going to just close off the vlog here and get ready to enjoy my weekend, my much deserved weekend of rest and relaxation. But I will see you next week for week 35. And yeah, we have next week to finish getting ready for the state assessment, and then the students take the state assessment, and after we do the state assessment, I'm going to start reading the Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief novel with them. So we're going to do a novel study to wrap up the school year and also practice some of our argumentative and expository writing as well to get them ready for 5th grade, as well as cursive writing. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on week 34. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Wait, let me do a fit check. Today I wanted to dress kind of cute. So I have a little blazer on, and then I have my pointed ballet shoes, but that's it. And then I just kind of pinned up my hair with a clip, so it's like halfway down and there's a moving butterfly. But yay, it's very cute. All right, so now if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought or any questions you may have. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I hope you have a beautiful, magical day, and don't forget to smile.
Hello dreamers, wishers, and magical thinkers. Thank you so much for making it to the very end of this video and for showing your support. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do so by clicking on my picture down here. You can also check out my latest videos here and here. Don't forget to believe in the magic that's inside you, because you are capable of great things. See you next time.